Central America is referred to as a land bridge because it's so narrow and it connects two bigger land masses, and those being South America and Northern America. And it can also be referred to as a land bridge because there's a lot of movement historically and still to this day back and forth through these particular small countries along this land bridge. And we'll begin with Panama, which is the quintessential isthmus, which is a physical geography term, but I'm sure in grade school they love quizzing you on this as a geography term, isthmus. But it's just essentially a narrow land bridge. But Panama, the country of, it has something going right through the middle of it that's quite important. That's the Panama Canal, which kind of comes through, something like so. And essentially what that does is that allows the global shipping industry to come through this particular area instead of going all the way around South America to get to Europe or get to Asia and what have you. And so it cuts costs big time. And so there is some wealth that is generated in the case of Panama from having the strategic location in terms of it being very narrow but easy to then cut across via this canal, which had the United States helping, that helped definitely the global economy move stuff and further enhance the United States' place in the global economy. But anyhow, here we have a very rugged terrain full of very small countries in Central America. Next up is Costa Rica, a very small country. But of all these countries, I mean, this is an area where they don't have a lot good going on. This is probably some of the poorest countries that we're going to find in all of the Americas. Well, Costa Rica is maybe one exception to that. Nicaragua, the next country, very small country as well, but nonetheless still bigger than the other ones that we're going to look at, especially El Salvador and Costa Rica. Here, they're trying to essentially build their own canal. So we'll see if this actually happens. Back in 2015 and 16, this project essentially went away, but they're going to build their own canal. This is very much an environmental disaster waiting to happen, but there's Chinese money involved, but that Chinese money has since fizzled away as the Chinese economy's kind of become shaky. Next up is Honduras and El Salvador and Guatemala. Combined, these four countries here, very high amounts of violence. Also a high amount of out-migration subsequently because of all that violence. This isn't country versus country violence. This is a lot of civilian conflict within each of these countries. Another thing I noticed here is we got some straight lines in the map. That's a dead giveaway. We had some European colonial interests in the area that came up and said, we're going to divide this area up along this straight line. We're going to go right here and go over here, and we're going to claim this area. And we can see that here in terms of the differences culturally, because on one side of this straight line, we see a different cultural group, kind of more Spanish-speaking, and on the other side, more English-speaking here in the former British colony of Belize. And then eventually we get to, is it a Central America country? I don't know. Who cares? We'll go ahead and we'll lump it in with Central America because it is part of this land bridge. But like I said before, it is quite distinct. It is different than the other ones, and that is Mexico. It's obviously much bigger economically, demographically, but also physically in terms of the sheer size and land area of the country.